Calling all young men out there, calling you guys and listen up and listen dearly. There is a silent collapse at the moment and no one really understands why, but there is an epidemic with young men right now. Stay tuned, watch the rest of this video and we'll go through it all. Welcome back to The Patient Man. I've got a subject for you guys today. We have got a serious epidemic going on here and young men today are unhappier than ever recorded. We have testosterone levels that are plummeting since the early 2000 levels of young men. And we've created a generation, or there is a generation that is coming up now that avoid life instead of stepping into it and, dealing with some hard things. So today we're going to go through some subjects that I believe are a reason of this and how it actually hurts me deeply to watch young men go through this and potentially how we can work on it. Let's go. So the first subject today that I reckon why young men are struggling, and I don't think it's any new news to anyone, is porn. Porn has replaced intimacy. Now, I can speak on this dearly because I wouldn't say I'm addicted to porn. I have used porn, I still do sometimes, to help myself regulate my emotions. I would definitely say I'm not addicted, but men are. And I can see and witness when these things happen in these moments for myself personally. When you do masturbate or you have that release, you become very withdrawn and fatigued and tired, and your pursuit goes down. You're not interested. There's no drive after that. And if you're consistently doing that to fill a void in your life or feel in general, or if you're doing it because you lack the confidence to go out and find that intimacy, then that's a real problem. That's a problem that was never an issue back when I was a young guy. And right now, I can see men have zero drive. I speak to a lot of younger men and I see them, I witness them, I watch them, and there's such a lack of confidence across the world, especially with young men. Young men now are just so confused. They're so sheltered and guarded, and it's really, really hard. Like it breaks my heart to see this. But it's a subject I really want to talk about. So that's number one. Porn has replaced intimacy. Number two, screens have replaced adventure. Now, this again is nothing to be surprised about. We all do it, and even us, even the gens, what are we, millennials? Even millennials, even baby boomers now, everyone, whoever's got a device in their hand can replace adventure quite easily. You don't have to go anywhere to feel like you are somewhere. And, that comes with you're sitting there on your phone doing this all the time. Not only are you constantly just hitting that dopamine loop, but you're not doing anything. You're physically not moving. So even though you might be young and you might look healthy and fit, sedentary lifestyle for you is probably something that's happening without you knowing. So replacing that beautiful adventure, going out for a push bike ride, having a surf, having a laugh, playing some sport on the weekends, footy and whatever you might do, is starting to get replaced with just sitting at home on your screens. And it's harder because you can now make a lot of money being on a screen and sitting at home in your room. It's almost encouraged now because, why would you want to go out and work hard when you can just sit at home, make six figures and don't have to talk to anyone? So that's number two. Screens have replaced adventure. Number three, comfort has replaced adversity. Now, this one is a really big one because, there is a difference between adversity like getting abused at work or, having a really hard time. I get that's not the adversity we're talking about here. We're talking about going out, trying to get a job, going out, giving resumes out, putting yourself out there for rejection, putting yourself out there for trial and error. I think the only way to be able to learn, build self-esteem, get out of comfort is the best way to be able to build that self-esteem and the resilience that you need to go through life. You do need that to get through life. And I understand that a lot of people say, it's hard to say, but a lot of people say we're a bit hard on certain people, but there's growth in discomfort. There's growth in the uncomfortable. And I feel like if you coddle too much and we don't encourage that vulnerability of our kids to get out, and our young men especially to get out and get in the face of the world, we're just closing them off. They're closed off to the world, and there's nothing for them. They can't grow, and they just sit inside and do this on their phone every day. So that's number 3. Number 4, no masculine mentorship. Now, the patient man. Welcome. This is why I started this channel, to be honest with you. It's because I never really had a good masculine mentor in my life for a very long time. Now, my father was very masculine. My uncles, my family was very masculine, but I never had anyone to get me through those really, really influential years, those late teens, early 20s and mid 30s. Sorry, early 30s. As a man, we develop a little bit slower than women, and it's no surprise. And we do need guidance. We need someone to help us. We need people to guide us in the right way, as best as they can. And I feel like the mentorship now of a good, healthy masculine man is, for one, there's not many healthy masculine men around now because we're all so suppressed, repressed, and we do struggle with our own emotional intelligence, which is in itself a reason why we are in this position. So that's a really big one. I really believe that we as men and we as a whole need to start to build and bring these people to the surface of healthy masculine mentorship. And this is why I started this. I want to help any way I can. Now, I'm no expert. I'm just not. I'm no expert, but shit, I know I've been through a whole lot of stuff, and I feel like I've really worked through most of it. And I know I have a lot of stuff to give to any young man out there or anyone struggling with everything we're going to talk about today. I'm here for you. So that's number 4. Number 5, no healthy challenge. I take this as, I feel like back in the day, we used to do a lot of team sports. They're still around. Team sports are still around. But I speak to a lot of my friends in country towns where, let's say AFL, rugby or anything like that, was the heart of those towns. Now that's really starting to dissipate. We're actually at a stage in one of my hometown, where we don't know how long the club's going to last for before it has to close up shop, because young kids just don't want to play sport anymore. They're not interested. They don't have a challenge. There's no healthy challenge for them to go out. There's no camaraderie anymore. The camaraderie is on the phone or over email. Email. No one does email anymore. But there is no healthy challenge anymore. And you know what the saddest part for me is? That the only healthy challenge young kids have now is they sit on their phone, they watch their YouTube, which I'm not going to discredit YouTube because I do that myself. But they watch these young guys just doing weights, making these really nice film clips about how they got a Bugatti and they got this and that. These extremely unattainable things, and also not that important. Because I'm going to go ahead and say that I would say 80%, maybe even 90% of those influencers haven't got their shit together at all. But they know how to advertise and they know how to sell to you guys. They know how to bring you in and drag you in so you feel like a bag of shit every day. So you keep sitting there, you feel worse, and you keep watching it and you keep getting that dopamine hit, and then you just feel like you're doing nothing in life because you're just sitting there watching someone else live their life. I say this to my wife all the time. Isn't it bizarre that we sit there and we watch someone else do a day in the life? We watch them eat breakfast. We watch them cook dinner. We watch them talk about their macros. And who's to say that once the camera's off, they don't eat shit and go to KFC? And they're not. This is not real life. This is not what we should be aspiring to. We should be having healthy challenges, and we should challenge each other as men. Go out and go camping for a weekend, and go out there and go hunting and do a few things that really bring up that energy. Get off these devices. That's 5, baby. That's 5. Number 6 is no deep personal identity. Now, identity is one thing. As you get older, you start to build a bit more identity. When you're young, you're grabbing pieces of stuff from everywhere to try to make up who you perceive you are. most men don't have that, and I never did, and I don't think you should have any identity to a certain degree, especially an understanding of a deep identity. You'll have a fake identity, or you'll have an ego, we call an ego. You'll have a great ego, don't get me wrong. You'll have a perception of how great you are and how you think that everything in the world is about you, and that you think that someone looks at you, they're thinking about you, when realistically no one actually thinks about you as much as you think they think about you, which is kind of scary because we kind of think we're pretty important in the world. So no deep personal identity, not understanding that grounding of how important it is to have a good masculine role model, have a real group of masculine men around you where you can lift each other up, but also challenge each other heaps, ring each other up, have conversations about hard things, set challenges. Have all these things that are really, really important for men to be able to find and connect to that deeper part of you instead of that really, really egotistical, solid, unfortunately painful, the ego, when it will die, and it will die one day, whether you work on it or not, your ego will die one day and you will have an ego death. And hopefully you guys work on it early enough, and hopefully you can experience life to its fullest at a young age. But unfortunately, a lot of people go to the grave with their egos, and I've seen it all the time. So that's probably one thing. Connect to yourself deeper, not surface level. And it's very hard to do, but you can do it. You can easily do it. That's 5, baby. 6. That's 6. That's 6. If you're a young man who is watching this right now, you need to hear this, and you need to hear it properly. Confidence is earned through action. It is absolutely 100% earned through action. And that is exactly what you need to do to be able to build that confidence. You need to get out there and give it a go. You need to go out there, talk to women, boys, men. This is a problem. We are boys. We're not being men. We need to be men. Okay? Boys are the ones who are scared of girls, not men. We are brave. We are strong. We are resilient to rejection. We can understand that is the balance of life. Rejection, pros and cons, baby, pros and cons. I have a lot of people in my life who I'm blessed, clients, people I work with, all that sort of stuff, who are young men. And watching them, I've done a few little studies to myself where I will ask questions to them. So how'd you go on the weekend? Like, did you pick up a girl? Or did you meet a girl, or whatever it might be? And this is the response that I get from all young men. There's not one that I've met who's anything like the man I'm used to. I don't know, I just can't be bothered talking to them. It is so heartbreaking. They're in their most prime years of their lives. Prime years. And I'm not saying intimacy and women and all this is all everything. It is very important that we have connection. Now, whether that's with man, with woman, with whatever, it doesn't matter. But connection, intimacy, and pursuit, going out and actually having a go at trying to date someone. I'm so fucking blessed that I got married before these things and the Tinders and all those things took over, because I would hate that. I would hate that so much. That is so empty and vapid, and just, there's no fun in it. I used to love, right, and I've told my wife this, I used to love back in the day, going out and wondering if I can find a female for the night, or if I can. The fun and the joy that was there was really exciting. You could talk to them and you buy them a drink, or, you had to actually have some sort of, what you call it, riz or game, you kids these days, but you had to have some confidence. And if you didn't, you had to sort of make it up to get a common goal, to reach something. And there is none of that anymore. There is not even a pinch of drive in young men anymore. I don't know if it's because they're scared of women, or if this world now has encouraged men so badly to don't pursue because it's ick, or it's gross, or men are feeling embarrassed, or if they haven't got those good masculine mentors. So men out there, I feel sorry for you guys. I empathize with you. But if anyone's having this sort of issue, please drop it in the comments below. I will talk about this endless amounts. Might even do a live on it one day, because men, you have really got to realize that we hold serious value in this world. I know that it's the rise of the woman, and I'm all about it. Good on the women. It's really good. But do not leave us behind, because we are a humongous linchpin in this thing we call life. And we are just as important as any female, any animal, anything. We need to be loved. We need to love ourselves. And we need to make sure that we have emotional intelligence so we can be the best men we can possibly be, support everyone around us, and love everyone. So the question for the comments is, what do you think is the number one killer of young male confidence today? What's the killer? Why do you think that men cannot talk to women or even talk to other men? Why can't men talk to other men? Who's told us that it's not okay? Who's told us that you can't talk to a woman? Men, if we don't claim back a pinch of our masculinity, women, unfortunately, are going to take over their side of masculinity, because in male and female, there's masculine and feminine. There's a balance, right? And when men and women, heterosexual, are together, they balance each other out. If women don't feel safe around a man and they don't believe and trust that man, they will naturally raise their masculine, and they will take over the relationship, and then men will just go back to the couch and do nothing, and they'll take on a feminine role. That's not the way we're meant to be. We are providers, we are strong protectors, and we care about the people we love. Do not let this epidemic take over for us. We need to start at ground zero, and we need to build ourselves back up, and we need to start to get a healthy masculine approach on life, not an unhealthy one. Healthy. And if you want help with that, you know where to find me, baby. The Patient Man all day long. Let's go. Love you all.